Hello and welcome to another edition of the People's Lawyer channel. Today we're looking at Reality Check Part 3. I'm going to address two key questions. Question 1, what does mandatory actually mean? And question 2, does where I live in the world affect my rights? So let's start with question 1. What does mandatory actually mean? Well, let's look at three potential meanings. Meaning number 1 is I have a contract that I have signed surrendering all of my rights. Well, no, because certain natural rights are unalienable, which means they cannot be surrendered. For example, the right to life, the right not to be medically experimented upon, the right to earn a living, the right to support your family, the right to privacy. Anything in a contract that attempts to compromise those rights will be unlawful anywhere in the world. The second scenario is I'm worried about job security as I have a family to support. Well, the answer to this is more likely to be yes, you will regard any of these threats as mandatory because you're concerned about your family. But again, it's working on the mind. And they're taking advantage of the fact that you are concerned about your family. The third scenario is I cannot see a future beyond my present job so that I feel bound to comply. Again, this is a very likely yes answer. The idea I'm trying to convey here is that mandatory is not something that really legally exists. Remember that there's no such thing as mandatory in a society. In the words of the UK Prime Minister, ex-Prime Minister Theresa May, in a society governed and policed by consent or by contract, there is no such thing as mandatory. But as we've briefly looked at, if your circumstances are bringing enormous pressure to bear on you, then it would be totally understandable for you to regard a demand or a threat at work, no jab, no job, for example, as mandatory, but they are never mandatory. Let's now look at question 2, the second big question. Does where I live in the world affect my rights? Well, in principle, no. There's only one planet and only one human race. Well, we could debate how many human races there are in the current climate, but we can't debate one thing, that we are human and we're living on the same one planet. But of course, in practice, it might where you are in the world might affect your rights, might affect the application of those rights. But remember, we're dealing with natural universal law and the right to life, the right to free choice, free will choice. This does not depend on where you are or where you live, whether you're in a so-called common law country with a constitution like Australia or America. I mean, look what's happening in Australia. They have a constitution, but look what good it's doing to them. The whole point is that we have to remember, first and foremost, that we are men, women, boys and girls. We are fractal versions of the divine, and nobody is above us at law. And in fact, there is only one law, and I'm reiterating points I've made in other videos. There's only one law, thou shalt not do any harms. In other words, remain harmless. If you're remaining harmless, you're above the law and you're above their offers to contract. We hope that's been of help. We're keeping these videos brief because we want to give you time to ponder rather than lots of information which is difficult to assimilate. It's more a question of changing your mindset, changing your approach to everything. Stay tuned for more videos from the People's Lawyer channel on YouTube and on Telegram. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you sometime very soon. Bye for now.